The SAP Profitability and Performance Management solution provides you with predefined sample content for oil and gas profitability and cost management, and this includes a set of process activities that will help you calculate the enterprise profitability based on actual and planning data. This is the application start screen, which offers a user role-based access to all relevant applications. To work on the process activities that are currently assigned to us in our team, we use the My Activities application. You'll notice that the processes are deployed in another application called Processes. This is also where the processes will be assigned to users and teams. Choose the My Activities tile. The current processes shown here in the left tree are available only when the user has the appropriate authorizations. Choose PCM process to see the relevant activities for the periodic oil and gas profitability and cost management process. By default, only the current processes that need attention are displayed. The show list can also display completed processes. A progress indicator shows how many activities of the process are already finished. For oil and gas profitability and cost management, we see a progress of 0 out of 13, since all the activities are still open. In contrast, for this process, we see the progress of 5 out of 10 for airline profitability and cost management. On the right side, the relevant activities for us and our team are displayed. This can be manual activities like the review of general ledger data and the update of plan and forecast data, or it can be run activities like the execution of the calculation model. Dependent activities might occur. For instance, some plan data might need to be maintained before a calculation model is allowed to run. 4-ICE workflows might be assigned to activities so that they need to be approved by another team before the activity can be completed. In the Parameters tab, available parameters of the process are listed. In our case, it's just the assumption about the crude oil price increase. In the Selection tab, the scope of the process is shown. In our case, the version and time frame of data which we work on. Let's start to work on our activities with the review of general ledger data. We can switch from chart to data grid and also drill down using further characteristics. The general ledger data looks good, so we can close the screen. Our next activity is to update the plan and forecast data. We can do this in the web UI by clicking the Launch button. If the SAP Analysis for Office plugin is installed, we can use Microsoft Excel as a front end to work on live data from the system as well. This is what we're going to demonstrate here. Please note that Excel is just a canvas showing live system data. So when we change, for instance, the storage costs to 500,000 and then click the Save Data button, the change will be stored in the system centrally. Now, we have updated the plan and forecast data, and we can go back to the My Activities screen. We click Complete to switch the status of this activity. In the same way, we can also work on the next activities as well. We click Complete to switch the status of this activity. In the same way, we can work on the next activities. Again, we click Complete to switch the status of this activity. And in the same way, we can work on the next activities. Again, we click Complete to switch the status of this activity. We have checked and updated all necessary information so that we can run the execute function activity, which will provide us the detailed results of the enterprise profitability. This will usually take just a few seconds. During the run, business events can occur that signal exceptional situations arising during the run. For example, a message can indicate a problem in one of the allocations, which already gives us a first hint about the quantity of records and the overall volume of amounts and drivers affected. In the context of allocations, this is usually called unassigned items, where one or more sender records could not be successfully allocated to a receiver. In our case, the run was successful, so we can continue. Let's take a look at the execution flow diagram to get an overview about the executed calculation model. The execution flow diagram shows an overview of all functions executed by this activity, their type, and further details like number of processed records and the individual and overall runtime. In our case, it starts with the union of actual GL data and plan data, then continues with the first allocation to resources and a second allocation further down to activities level. For the allocation to products and services, another calculation stream comes in, where some additional activity drivers are calculated, and after that, the allocation can take place. Finally, the last allocation brings down the P&L from the products and services level to the channel and customer level. To understand the applied rules in this function better, we can deep dive by going to the rule flow diagram. Direct COGs and revenues are treated and allocated differently than operating expenses. Operating expenses are distributed to channels and customers. Let's examine the results further by choosing Analyze. This leads us to the analytic report. All dimensions are available here to drill down further into the results and examine it from every angle. Our next activity is to review the results, so we click the Launch button to look at the results. We drill down to the products and service level to check the results in more detail. The results look fine, so we can go back to the My Activity screen. The last activity shows a value flow diagram. It helps us visualize the value flow of all our costs and revenues and provides an end-to-end transparency about the process data. It allows zooming, filtering, and drill down, and we show the features in more detail in our dynamic reporting and what-if simulation video. For now, we are fine and go back to our activities, where we switch the status to complete as well. With that, we have finished our work on the process activities. Thank you for watching.